StraightallDay.com.
Baldwin, StraightallDay.com. Today's daily discipline is about clarity. And the reason why clarity matters so much, and you've probably heard people talk about clarity. And clarity just means being able to see exactly what a situation is, seeing it exactly for what it is, and having as little confusion and as little ambiguity and as little vagueness as possible. The reason why that matters so much is because clarity leads to effectiveness and efficiency. Clarity is required for effectiveness and efficiency because in order for us to be effective in our actions and efficient in our use of our resources, we got to be clear on exactly what we're doing, why we're doing it, when, where, and how we're doing it. And if you're unclear on those things, then it's very hard to be effective or efficient because you don't quite know what you're doing. You're trying to basically figure it out as you go along. So any of you who's ever been in that situation of winging it, as we say, i.e. figuring things out as you go, that is the opposite of clarity. That's the opposite of being clear on what you're doing, because you're trying to figure it out while you're in the process of doing the work, which sometimes is required. Sometimes that's necessary in life, but you don't want that to be necessary most of the time. Actually, you don't want it to be necessary hardly at all. Ideally, you know exactly what you're doing, who, what, when, where, why, how, every time you do everything, so that you can step into it and you can go straight to work and get straight to doing what needs doing, rather than using any of your resources like your time, attention, and focus on guesswork, trying to figure out, okay, well, what do I do now, or what do I do next, or what am I supposed to do in this situation, or now I got to figure this part out. Because every time you have to figure something out, what happens? You have to stop the activity. You have to take time to think. You got to take time to figure. You have to take time to basically discern. You have to solve these unsolved mysteries. Now, it's not that solving the mysteries and thinking and figuring things out are bad things to do. Actually, thinking is a skill that many people could probably benefit from doing a whole lot more of. The point is, and this is why this is the daily discipline, the point of thinking is that you want to do your thinking ahead of time. You want to do your thinking before it's time to actually do the activity, not while you're in the process of doing the activity. So we call this doing your homework. I'm probably going to do a daily discipline video on this exact concept of doing your homework, which means doing the work ahead of time before it's time to actually do the work. Doing the mental work ahead of time before it's time to do the physical work. This is the same way that an athlete has practice and training before they play in the game, before they have a competition. That's doing your homework. If you didn't do your homework, then you get in the game, you're not prepared, and then you mess up. It's kind of like if you're an actor or actress, you understand, you know your lines, and you study the script before you get on the set. You don't get on the set and not know what to say, and then you gotta get fed your lines every time. It takes much longer to get the job done of filming the show or the commercial or the movie if you don't know your lines. So it's doing your homework up front. And again, I'll do a whole video just on that alone. The whole point here is clarity. What does clarity mean? It means solving all the unsolved mysteries, answering all the questions, knowing exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it and how you're doing it before you get to the activity. So I was just having a call with a client of mine inside of Work on Your Game University today, and I was helping him gain a ton of clarity on what exactly he's doing in his business, how he's doing it, and why he's doing it. And he said at the end of the call, this is helping me a lot gain clarity on what I'm doing, because one of his challenges was that he felt like he was procrastinating a lot. He was like, yeah, Dre, one of my challenges is that I'm always procrastinating, and I know I'm supposed to be working, but instead I'm picking up my phone and I'm scrolling on my phone. I'm doing all these other little things that have nothing to do with the job that I'm supposed to be doing, nothing to do with the business that I'm trying to build. And he self-assessed that one of the reasons why he had this habit is because he is not quite clear on what exactly he's doing and where exactly he's going in his business. So as we start to dive into what he was doing in his business, and he gained more clarity on what was going on, he said, okay, now these things that you're helping me with will help me to be more clear in what I'm doing, and I can eliminate this habit of procrastination a lot more effectively, simply because I know what I'm doing now. So now I don't have a reason to go pick up my phone and waste time, because picking up his phone and wasting time is something that he felt comfortable with, because at least he knew what he was going to get when he picked up his phone, as opposed to if he was doing these things in his business that he's not quite sure what's happening in his business, then that ambiguity led him to avoid the activity. And this is what happens to a lot of people. Ambiguity causes people to avoid activity because they rather do something that you're sure of, like messing around on your phone, than doing something that you're unsure of, which is working in a business where exactly what you're doing is not clear. So this clarity helps eliminate procrastination. It helps you get more things done in less time, and it helps you be more effective when you are getting things done. So this is the reason why clarity matters so much, and this is the value of having something like a coach in your life, because what a coach can do is help you get that clarity and get clear on exactly what you're doing, so that you can save even more time when it comes time to execute and actually do the work and do what you need to do, and of course increasing your levels of discipline. So with that said, make sure you are texting me. Make sure you have texted me so you're in my text community. My number is 305-384-6894. Every day I send out this message called the Daily Motivation. Every Monday I send out a longer one called the Monday Motivation. Just join my text community. It's free of charge. I'll tell you your options as soon as you get in. Just text me at that number. And Work on Your Game University, I just mentioned that. That's the place where I do all my coaching. Anybody who works with me directly, all my masterminds, all of that is at workonyourgameuniversity.com. So just go to that link. It's down below in the description to work with me directly. Work on your game. Dre all day.